Hey folks, MACTFORDEDGE back here again, and this time we're going to attack the left rear because I have growling sound. Now you get that growling sound depending on the wheel bearing. In this case, when I turn right going down the highway, I get a louder noise. So then you have to decide, is it the front or the rear? Now it seems to be, to my ear, I hear more noise from the back. So I've determined that it's probably this left rear, because when you put the load on it, it makes more noise. If it was the right rear, when you turn left, it would make more noise. So therefore it'd be a right side wheel bearing. Now I will say that the rears are not as pronounced noise as the fronts. The fronts have more load on them, so therefore they will growl and protest even louder than the rears do, because quite frankly they turn, so that creates even more noise. So that's what also I used in my theories in determining which one it is it is a rear rather than a front, due to the change, how subtle it is, and of course what side it is. So we're going to aim for this one, and I'm going to do the other one. I do them in pairs. This is the wheel hub and part number Motorcraft Hub 182 BT4Z 1104B hub assembly for the rear wheel, and this of course is what it looks like. And of course you can have the axle go through here, but since mine is rear wheel drive, this pretty much will just rust out, as you'll see. But 4 fasteners mounting it on, we'll have to pull it off right here, and it may require a BFG or a hub grappler, one of the two, and then we'll just pull this thing off of here. Brand new studs and everything else that go with it. But this is the Motorcraft part. Turns pretty easy, no sound. We'll compare it to the other. I'm going to start out with my left rear, driver's side rear, because that seems to be the one that's making the noise, but I'm going to replace both of them. Remove this top bolt down, and then we get down in here to this bottom one. We can get it off. Get that bolt out. There we go. We get it all off in one piece. Now I'm going to turn this rotor, and you can hear a little bit of a movement and grind in it. Go ahead, give it a couple lub taps. There we go. Got it off. Now you see we got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts we have to take off here for this hub. So we'll go ahead and start removing those. Use the extendable one here a little bit. Get on there a little bit better. As you can see, the air tool makes it a lot easier. Definitely be a pain if you had to do this, because they got, I don't see a Loctite on them, but they're on there tight. That one came out a little easier. There we go, got all 4 of them out. Now it's sealed right up in here, so we're going to have to beat this thing off with a BFG. You can hear that. Yeah, you can hear that wheel bearing. So we picked the right wheel bearing. It is this right one. So we're going to go ahead and work on removing this. I got this guard on here. Won't be too much in the way, but we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get this thing pulled off of here. This might be an exercise in what will work. So we shall see. Get these all slid on. Good thing it's warm today. We need the exercise, right? Otherwise, I'm going to have to get in there with a little bit of an air chisel and pry it open. I guess I could throw some penetrating oil on it, but let's see. Nope, not giving it all. Alright, hose are down here. A little bit of the how do you say it? The PB blast, and try to get things loosened up. And then I got this. And I'm going to come in from the back and I'm going to try to push it out. We'll see what it does there. Try to not having much luck there either. figure if you can heat it while I pull on it, maybe that'll work. Maybe it'll break it away.
Where are you going now? Down below here?
No, no, no. See these little nubs right here?
Yeah.
On that nub down below there.
The other one up top. Where's your brake sensor?
Right up here.
Okay.
Up here. Go down. Go on the other side. Go down on the one on the bottom. Down on the other side.
Not here. Over here. That's good. Let me heat it before you bang on it.
All right, folks. I beat that wheel bearing each way to Sunday. Check it out. I beat the tar out of this thing. And look how rusty it is. And look how hot it is. It's smoking. We heated it up nearly red hot. Tried to chisel on it. Tried air hammer. And then we ended up using this and a sledgehammer from both sides. So I was pounding on the inside here, beating it out, and he was using this pulling sledge to pull it out after we heated it up to red hot. And if you can see the rust, that is pure brute force to get that out of there, folks. Pure brute force. So it was rusted in there. It's the hardest job I've done so far. This thing was definitely rusted in there. Well, looks like it's going to be good enough. We'll get it pressed back in there, and we'll have a new hub to put in here. Oh, if I have to take it off again, I want to make sure it's easy for me. That was a son of a gun. That's all I can tell you. That was a son of a gun. There we go. Got it lined up so now we can put the bolts in. Get underneath here and we'll get them started by hand anyway. Looks like we got her. Nice and flush. Yep, all flush. So I'm going to clean that up. Get that never sneeze off of there so I don't touch that sensor. It's nice and tight. So we're all set. Get that wipe down a little bit. There we go. Nice and clean. Just watch that upper one for the sensor. Gonna heat that thing up, and we're just gonna go ahead and wail on it and hopefully get it out. I thought these things would be easier, but they are so rusted in. I mean, it's just expanded and sealed itself right in. It's just expanded out and it's just locked in. You just got to beat it out. Got her. All right. Gap? No. Oh, it's coming. Okay, just again. Oh yeah. That was a lot quicker this time. That was all you, brother. Oh! That was all you. Got it out. Again. Taking a poke. Brand, y'all. Wheel bearing branding. There we go. That thing, of course, is rusty. That's what it is. Now we got to clean it all up. But the only way to do that was to heat it and beat it. Made it rhyme, didn't I? Beat it and beat it. Now we're just going to go ahead and clean this out and get the new one installed. Thanks, Robert. Oh, thank you. Well, Robert, you guys didn't see Robert, the NSA, FBI. If anybody asked, you didn't see him, okay? He's not around. Thanks, Robert. Oh, there we go. Let's go ahead and get this other wheel bearing in here. There we go. Final touches on this. I'll have to change my gloves. I got this stuff all over the place. Folks, if it was me doing this with a rear wheel drive, I would remove the bolts up here and then pull it away. And then have the axle free, and then you can do exactly what I'm doing and make it far easier on yourself. But an all-wheel drive would just mean you have to do a couple more of the suspension bolts, undo them, and then you can swing it away and pull that axle shaft out of there. And then you have to deal with the same thing I did. Then you have to beat it out. And you will probably have to pull the axle out. If it is stuck in like mine, you're probably going to have to remove all this. The top bolt here in here, you may have to remove a couple more over there to release it, but you're going to probably have to pull that axle out, because if it's rusted in there like mine is, you're going to have to pull those out in order to beat that thing out and of course remove it. Then we just get that lined up in there, and now we can start putting the bolts back in. There, that's better. Alright, nice and flush, just like we wanted it. Now all we got to do is a little rust prevention. Even on the inside will do her, because it always gets so rusty in there. Because if I have to come back in here and do anything, I want it to be easy. So we'll be liberal with our anti-seize. There we go. Then we don't have to worry about anything sticking. Rust be gone. Now I got to do the brakes. I'll go ahead and screw this pad back in, this piston back in about a turn and a half. Give me a little bit of space to put the brakes and everything back together. I'll do the caliper and of course the pins and re-lube everything up there best I can, and give it a once over. But the pads, 100,000 miles on these brake pads, ceramic pads, and they're doing good. But yeah, the wheel bearing was bad. I should probably show you guys that wheel bearing. This thing is turning like it's got garbage in it. It is hard to turn. This one turns easy. It was still good. A lot of resistance on that one, on the other side. So, yeah, resistance equals what? Less speed equals less gas mileage. Amazing how that works. There we go. Got the piston turned back in a couple of turns, so we can go ahead and get brake caliper back in, get the caliper bracket in. We'll grease the bracket up first, and then we'll go ahead and install this. Well folks, this is MACT, like the hubcap. Anyway, yeah, I had a dickens of a time taking this out, so for those of you who want to do it in your garage, unless you got some way to beat these things out of there a lot easier, I did figure it out. Lots of heat, and then beat it from the front and the back, and then of course it would come out. But I was having a hard time with it, so once I figured out how to do it, the second one was a lot easier, which is on this side. The first one, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get it off, and we did get the wheel hubs off of there, and of course they are mounted, bolted back up, and we are good to go. So this is MACTFORDEDGE, and these are the rear wheel hub bearing assemblies for the 2011 Ford Edge. And of course I hope that you find this useful in your future endeavors. But don't forget about that all-wheel drive thing. If yours are rusted like mine, you're better off pulling that axle out of there and pulling that assembly out a bit, so you can wail on that thing and heat it up and get it out of there, because you're going to need to do that. You cannot do it with rust like that with the axle in. I'm going to tell you that straight up. So you're going to have to pull and disassemble some of your suspension. It's very simple, some nuts and bolts and the fasteners, and it'll come right out. But if it's rusted like mine was, So that is what you're going to have to do. This is MACTFORDEDGE. By all means, join up on our Facebook group, MACTFORDEDGE, by that name. And of course, we will give you all sorts of helpful tips and information as we go through the social media site. That is the best way to get a hold of me, by the way. And of course, this YouTube channel. Like and subscribe this YouTube channel. Hit that donate button if you feel like supporting me in these videos, because the shop that I use right here, I pay money to use. So, you know, it would help in my budget and that. So feel free to donate if you may. It definitely would be used to help make more videos. But that being said, my feet hit the floor today and I'm having a great day. And then, of course, Mercy Girl's going to have a couple one-liners to throw at you. And by all means, listen to the Band of One, some great music. And on our Facebook group, I'm hoping to have a link to his group in the future so you can listen to more of his great music. Yeah, the spaghetti now. That hammer was heavy. Thanks, man.